Thanks for coming. I'm glad to be back at DevCon. This time we're going to present this new exciting feature that's for sure a game changer to anyone that wants to optimize a digital experience. We'll start by making the case for optimizing digital experiences. Then we are going to present a scenario where A/B testing will be used to achieve this optimization with Liferay and Analytics Cloud. Imagine you have to optimize a digital experience, either because your boss asked or because customers are complaining, this site is too slow, I can't find what I need, etc. Sometimes it's a matter of giving more memory and CPUs to the server, and pages will load faster. Sometimes it's more trickier than that. You need to make changes to the content that are not so obvious. Let me go through some examples. Online store needs to optimize its website to encourage the completion of more checkouts. An insurance company needs to optimize its landing page to capture more potential leads. And a software company needs to optimize its website so more visitors sign up for the free trial of their product. And a fundraising campaign needs to optimize its donation form to encourage more donations. As you may notice, this type of change requires deeper knowledge of the audience and content at hand. All in all, what are the benefits of optimization that we are looking for? They usually are, but not limited to increased revenue. Yes, that's usually the main one. Higher customer satisfaction and lower costs. Okay, but how can we accomplish this so-called optimization? How can you make changes to existing experiences and know they are for the better? Are you going to keep trying here and there some tweaking until you're satisfied? But how can you know that you're in the right direction? Well, you need to be careful. This approach is too risky. There's got to be something more reliable. What about using data? Yes, with data you can be sure that you're making changes and see what's working and what's not. You can make decisions based on data. So now we're going to present a scenario where data and experimentation will be used to accomplish digital experience optimization.
Okay. Thanks, André. As André explained, okay. Now I'm going to present the case study we are going to follow during this talk. It's about, surprise, the Ryubo Group that you may already have seen during this DevCon. Ryubo Group is a big car manufacturer with a network of dealers around the world that they've chosen Liferay to digitize their digital experiences, such as public website, a customer portal, or an intranet. Actually, we're going to focus on this last one, the intranet. But we could also have used any kind of experience created with Liferay. This intranet is an employee portal for the thousands of Ryubo workers. So let's continue with the presentations. And now I'm going to introduce you to Emily. Emily, she's the administrator of the employee portal in Ryubo, and it's important to know that she's non-technical user. And what's happening to Emily? Well, at some point, she's told that there's something wrong. There's an important company communication on the employee portal that requires sending a document, and it hasn't been sent. Okay. And that's kind of weird for Emily, because that communication was published on the main page of the employee portal, a page that all the employees have to visit every day. So, but to better understand Emily's problem, let's take a look at the employee portal itself. As you can see, the main page is the dashboard, which shows at a glance all the information that the company considers important, relevant to the users. And we also have a section with for company communications that, in this case, there's a link to an article about the new GDPR regulations, and here we have if we go to the detail of the page, here we have the detail with all the regulation, and it also provides some documentation that needs to be completed by all the employees. And at that point, Emily suspects that this page has had very few visitors. And to find out for sure, she checks Analytics Cloud. Analytics Cloud, you may already know, is the analytical tool of Liferay that's responsible for aggregating and visualizing received data from Liferay DXP. And thanks to its capabilities to measure digital experience performance, it's able to identify patterns of interactions and anomalies, which in turn facilitates the decision-making progress within a company. But now let's check our page within Analytics Cloud. And the video, OK. As we can see, the employee portal has got the usual number of visitors, other relevant information, the most visited pages, the acquisitions, the interests. But now we are interested in checking how many users our GDPR page has got. To do it, just go to the page list and go for a look for our page. And let's see if Emily was right or not. And yes, Emily was right. The page has got far fewer visitors than you would expect. But how is it possible? Could it be that the banner design, the current banner design, isn't attractive enough? Then Emily comes up with a possible solution. By changing the GDPR link banner design, we will increase the number of visits to the page. And then a couple of new designs were proposed. Look at these three new, well, just two new. Which of them do you think would perform better? The original one, or maybe the first approach with its EU color scheme, or the proposal more simpler and a bit less wordy? If I was to ask, each of you might have a different opinion. And in reality, none of us knows for sure which one would perform best. Only the Ryubo employees themselves can give us the real answer. So let's find out with their help. But how could we do that?
Well, there are a few options we could take. We could, for instance, ask employees which banner is more likely to catch their attention, or we could publish each of the version one at a time for a week and see how they behave on analytics. Well, we can use something more sophisticated here. It's a perfect opportunity to use experimentation method called A/B testing. With it, we can compare different versions of a page, and based on statistical analysis, it's possible to tell which one is performing better. First, we create a test for a given page and variants for it. Each user will be assigned to one of those variants, and we'll see one of those variants or the original page. That's also known as control. Then, when data is processed, we know the results, and we can compare their performance. Once we have all those data, we can declare a winner variant based on it. So with testing with data, you eliminate guessing in the optimization process. So you can go from I think to I know when proposing changes. Let me show you how A/B testing works with Liferay. Once you have the test and the page variants in place, all the user interaction data will be recorded and sent to analytics. And after it has its result, the XP will be notified of the winner variant. This feature is available in Liferay DXP 7.2, Service Pack 1, and Analytics Cloud is also required. Now we're going to show here a live demo of how to use A/B testing with the reusable scenario that we just presented with Liferay and Analytics.
Let's create an A/B test. But first, we must select an existing page that we already know how it performs. In our case, we know how it performs the dashboard of our employee portal. So, and also, Emily has permission to edit it. And to start using A/B testing, we just have to click on the, you can see it? Ah, perfect, perfect. just have to click on the icon. The A/B testing sidebar will be displayed. Let's create the test to try a meaningful name, GDPR. Oh, gosh. All right. The description is kind to add your hypothesis. In our case, the change in the design of the panel. And now we have to select the goal to track in our test. Currently, we have two, the bounce rate and the click, but more will be added in next releases. The bounce rate is the percentage of users who don't exhibit any activities on our site and then navigate away without visiting another page. And the click is the one we are going to use, is the percentage of users who clicked on an element of our page. So let's select click and save. Now our test is created with the draft in status draft. That means that it's not yet visible to the visitors. And here, this is important, the control entity is the current published experience, the one in use right now. And because we selected the click goal, we must select an element to be measured. In our case, it's going to be the read more. But once we click here, if you see any clickable element is highlighted, look at this. But we're just interested in this one. Set click as click target. OK. Now we have our test created, our target element selected. Let's continue with the creation of the variants. A variant is a customization of our control experience. In our case, we want to create two new variants, the one with a new image and the other one with a simpler text. To create the variant, it's simple. Just have to click on Create Variant. Let's start with the new image. Perfect. And if we click here, as you see, the content of the control experience, the current control experience, has been copied as a baseline for the variant. This is very, very handy. And to edit the variant, just we have to click on the pencil, and now we can use all the full power of the page editor. In our case, we just want to change the background image. So let's click on here, a bit more official, and now save variant. Let's continue with the second one. You already know how it works. New, OK. Perfect. Again, the control experience as baseline. And normally in A/B test, you just want to make small changes. And with the page editor, you can do these small changes or more complex ones, effortless. I mean, we can add some new portlets or modify the layouts. And in our case, we are going to leverage the rich inline. What?
Close that.
OK. Which?
Well, it's OK here on the laptop.
It's OK here.
Maybe it's a problem with the connector.
OK.
Let me see. No.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah, here is OK. OK, but okay. Let's continue.
OK, let's continue. So let's use the rich inline editor. May I continue? Yeah. Oops.
OK.
Thanks. Need to know in just one click. OK. It changed the format. Hit it free.
OK. No, it's not working.
No?
No, it's here. No, it's not.
It's Linux, sorry.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Let's go back.
So we have to try it like this.
Okay.
Sorry.
So let's save the variant.
Okay, let's save the variant. Now we have two variants. One with a new image and another one with a simple essay. Let's continue. Okay. Now we got our test created, our target element selected, our new variants, and now we can continue and run the test, isn't it?
Yes. Just a moment.
Okay.
Before we continue, there are a few concepts that need to be explained. Well, the first one is a traffic split. It's basically the percentage of visitors that are assigned to each variant. Once again, each visitor will see the same variant until the test is over. The next one is the confidence level. It defines the precision of the test results. The higher the confidence level, the better. However, it may require a page traffic so high that the test will take too long to finish. Estimated duration is estimation of how long the test is going to take to declare a winner variant. It's based on the traffic split and the confidence level, and historical data is also used to make a projection of the estimated traffic. Without historical data, we can't estimate how long it's going to take to finish the test. With all those elements in place, we have the estimated duration. But even if the page has very high page traffic, say thousands of views per day, the test still needs to run for at least 2 weeks to avoid biases like the novelty effect. So, Davi, you're good to return.
May I continue with the test?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. So, as André explained, there are a couple of configurations to set. The traffic speed and the confidence level. The traffic speed is being proportionally divided between the different variants, and let's keep it as it is. And if you see, by changing the confidence level, the estimated time to declare winner is affected. For example, we are going to leave it at 99. Perfect. Okay, now our test is running. Next, we are going to see what that does mean exactly and how to monitor your results from Analytics Cloud.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So now the test is running. David did it. Thank you. And let's have a look how it looks like on the test report on Analytics Cloud. So this is Analytics Cloud main page. I need to select the test options here on the left. And, oops. Okay, select the test that we just created. Well, it's empty because it has been just created. As user interactions are being received by analytics and they are processed, this report will get way more interesting. We just need to wait a couple of hours. Well, we don't have all that time, so let's advance in time and see how the report looks like after a couple of days. Select another one here. So this is the summary of the test. It's supposed to show general information about it. Here we have the test completion, how many days it's been running, estimation of how many days are left, the total number of sessions that have participated in this test, the selected goal metric, and the improvement of the winning variant, if any. Going a bit down, we have the variant report. It shows a detailed view of how variants are performing. The bars on this graph, they represent the median of the success rate of each variant. This median is calculated based on the values we have collected, and we create a larger distribution, and we can predict how the variants are to behave. In this case, with the selected metric, click-through rate, the higher the median, the better. We also have here on medians, we have this confidence interval that it can be used to check if a variant is indeed ahead of control. So if the confidence interval don't overlap, AC can say that a variant has for sure won control. And with the selected confidence level of 95%, we have 95% of confidence that the real median is within this interval. Going forward, here at this column at the middle, we have the improvement. It's just a ratio against the control. It tells the size, the impact of the change, and if it's positive or not. Probability 2 is a prediction with the values we have so far of how likely each variant is to outperform the others. And unique visitors for each variant, it's defined by the traffic split. In this case, it's mostly equal. Here at the bottom, we have the number of sessions day by day since the test started. It's also possible to see the number of sessions per variant since the test started. So let's go a few more days in the future and see how the test looks like when we have enough data. So in our case, the new text variant has outperformed control by a large margin. And in this case, Emily doesn't have to be checking this page every day. The XP will notify her when the test has finished. At this point, we can have another look at the metrics. Oops. OK. Here we have it. And the user has now the option of what to choose what to do. The user can either agree with analytics and publish the winner variant, or they can just leave the page as it was before, dismissing the test. This can be done here on AC or on the XP, as David is going to show you.
Thanks, André. OK. OK, let's go back to the XP. As André said, the test is finished, and Emily has been notified about that. And to check it, let's click on the.
OK, it's back.
It's OK? OK. Let's click on the user menu, and let's check the notifications list. And here we have our notification informing about that.
No.
Just a second.
OK, now it's back.
Yeah. So we are going to be redirected to our tests. And as André explained, the test is finished. And we have a winner declared, the one with a simpler text. And now we can either publish any of the variants or discard the test and keeping the current control experience. It's important to say that this is done in Liferay in a simple and automatic way. You don't need any external tools. So in our case, we are going to follow the Analytics Cloud suggestion and publish the winner variant. In our case, the one with a simpler test. So let's click just with one click. All right. Have you seen that the test is completed? And if we refresh, now all the users are, when visit the dashboard, are going to see the most effective, the most productive, the most performing variant. So now let me take a quick look at what Emily did to get here. Let's go back to the presentation. OK, here. So first we had a problem. Almost nobody had visited our GDPR page. Second, Emily proposed improving the design to increase the number of visits. To achieve this, we created a couple of variants, and then we ran a test in order to determine which of them performed better. We ran the test, and when enough data had been received, we checked the result, and we published the winner variant. By doing this, Emily achieved her goal because the GDPR page visits increased greatly, and the required documentation began to be sent. And in addition, he has learned a lot about her users, and now she can use this knowledge to start improving another part of the portals, or other review portals. Because as you see, the optimization process is a never-ending cycle. Before concluding, I wish to tell you why Liferay is a good tool to use A/B testing. First of all, the whole cycle of A/B testing is fully integrated with Liferay, DXP, and Analytics Cloud. No external tools are required. The second one, we can optimize any kind of experiences created with Liferay, from intranets, employee portals to customer portal, whatever. And then, one of the key benefits of this functionality that it empowers non-technical users. The full cycle has been done by Emily. So don't hesitate and start improving your digital experiences with A/B testing, because now we can do better than guessing what's best. Experimentation allows us to make optimal decisions based on data. Thank you very much, and happy A/B testing.
Good.